Hello everybody, I'm Ajit K. Mishra. I'm back with a new module on well-being. Well-being, as we all know, is very, very important because it ensures that we have a good life. So personal well-being, as it is very popularly referred to as, has been described as having various elements. Well-being is linked to emotional well-being, leading a satisfying life, resilience and self-esteem, vitality and positive functioning. So these are some of the most important components of well-being. So if I have to ensure my well-being, I must take care of my emotional well-being, that is my psychological well-being, my social well-being, and what kind of life I live, that is the quality of my life, and whether or not I have resilience and self-esteem, whether or not I have a vitality and positive function when it comes to determine my well-being. And well-being is not automatically assured. We have to do a few things to ensure our own well-being. Most often people think that if they are acting in a certain way, well-being will automatically happen to them, but they are wrong. Well-being doesn't automatically happen. It can actually be ensured only through a series of activities that we have to go for. So we need certain well-being skills in order to ensure our personal well-being or our well-being at various levels. So what is well-being is the question that we all need to start with, because every time we hear about well-being, this particular question visits our minds. So well-being has been defined by WHO in this manner. Health is not merely the absence of disease or infirmity, but a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. So the focus of WHO, World Health Organization, is on these three distinct states of well-being. That's physical well-being, mental well-being and social well-being. Similarly, when we look at some other definitions, we come across a summary of those definitions in this manner. Well-being is about good mental health, high life satisfaction, a sense of meaning or purpose, and an ability to manage stress. These are the four most vital components of well-being. If somebody has good mental or psychological health, if somebody has a high life satisfaction, that means the quality of life is noteworthy, and if somebody has a meaning or purpose integrated in life, and that person has an ability to manage stress, that means that person has an ability to regulate one's emotions, then we can call that a state of well-being. So the next important thing is the drivers of well-being. What things actually lead to our well-being is something that we all need to be familiar with. The first important thing is attitude. I've been talking about attitude for quite long now, and it is so because attitude is one of the most important things when it comes to professional success or personal development. So attitude plays a major role in all these things. So I mean, when we think of attitude, we can also think of carrying a positive attitude. We can also think of engaging in some brain hacking activities. I'm not talking about hacking the brain technologically. I'm talking about brain hacking activities with everyday mindful or mindfulness activities. So when we are more optimistic, it will mean that we are moving towards well-being. So there is no substitute to optimism, because this world is actually based on the idea of optimism. If there is no hope, there is no optimism. Most people will certainly not like to live, because this life is also full of challenges and fraught with difficulties and dangers and fears as well. So optimism is one such thing that sustains us, that retains that instinct, that life instinct in us, because we always think that beyond this particular crisis, something good will happen. So hope plays a very, very important role when it comes to developing positive attitude, or when it comes to hack the brain in a certain manner so that it develops a positive attitude. And then if we learn how to deal with disappointments and failures more easily, that will create a great amount of positive attitude in us. So failures are bound to happen. So no one person in this world can claim that he or she has never tasted failure. So failure is a part and parcel of this existence. So we can think of failure as our companion, but then that will also mean that we do not give in to failures, we not get disappointed when we taste failure. If we know how to deal with failures and disappointments, it will ensure that we are developing a positive attitude. Similarly, if we are more empathetic and understanding towards others, it will also mean that we are developing a positive attitude. So knowing others, taking their perspectives, trying to understand them, experiencing the same kind of emotions as they have, all these will mean that we are displaying our empathy towards them, and we are trying to understand just because we care. And it will mean that we develop a positive attitude towards others. And there's something very, very important that, most often we do not feel grateful towards others for their support, for their contribution to our personal development. So practicing gratitude will help us develop a great amount of positive attitude. And if we keep on practicing gratitude, which is probably the best kind of attitude, gratitude. So if we keep practicing gratitude, it will also mean that we are gradually hacking the brain, and then that way we are creating a positive attitude for ourselves, and that will lead us to the state of well-being. So next, beliefs. Beliefs are very, very important because they drive us. They help us behave in a certain manner. They help us carry ourselves forward. So beliefs are ideas that we hold to be true. And however, we have no evidence for some of our most critical beliefs other than we trust people who hold these beliefs. So belief will mean that we have an anchor in life. So without that anchor, we will be wandering. So beliefs play a very, very important role in our lives. We believe in certain things. We believe in goodness. We believe in, the hope. We believe in happiness. We believe in this. We believe in that. So our belief in certain things will ensure that we are anchored strongly to this life. That means we are connected with this life. The moment we begin to lose belief, it will mean that we are shaken, we are uprooted. So this rootedness will be ensured when we have strong beliefs. The next is values. Very closely associated with beliefs, values also play a very important role when it comes to determine our well-being. If we have a good value set, we can actually ensure our well-being. So we can always think of values in conjunction with beliefs, because values are potent. They give us purpose and meaning, and they connect us to who we really are. So our values are very, very important For example, if I have loyalty or honesty as my personal values, that means these things will determine to a large extent how I conduct myself, what I think about, and how I behave. So our values actually serve as our guiding angels. They guide our behavior. So if we are aware of our values and living our lives in accordance with them, it means we are living our lives well, and these values will significantly be beneficial to our well-being. So that will also make us feel better and make us more resilient to stress, no matter what its immediate causes might be. So values actually give us that much needed foundation, the purpose, the meaning, and the direction as well. Therefore, it's important that we cultivate values and we stay true to our values, and we do not change our values too often. Then there's purpose, which is very, very important because we know that purpose plays a very important role when it comes to living life. So without any purpose, we'll end up wandering from one place to the other. We'll have no meaning, we'll have no attachment, we'll have no connection with life. So having goals in life and a sense of direction is very, very important. So a sense of purpose is generally created when we have a goal in life. Since we have a goal, we have a purpose. Since we have a direction, we have a purpose. So purpose, goal, direction, they're so interconnected. And then a sense of purpose is also created by having or finding meaning in our life. When we do not attach any meaning to our life, why am I here? What I'm going to do? When we do not have any meaning in life, it will mean that there is no purpose in life, and such a life will not lead to any well-being or wellness state. And then holding these beliefs, the beliefs that I talked about, holding those beliefs will certainly give a purpose to our lives. So we generally can see all these things in conjunction with each other: attitude, beliefs, values, and purpose. Together, they ensure that we are moving towards our well-being. So with that, we come to the end of this session. I'm sure you have taken note of the things that I talked about, and you are also going to explore these aspects of well-being. And when I meet you in the next session, I'll be talking about some other aspects of well-being. Until then, bye-bye.